3, 4 years ago, it looked like Clemson was down and out. It felt like Dabo Sweeney was just so outdated, so stubborn, to where his stubbornness was going to hold Clemson back from ever being back in national title contention. But all of a sudden, Clemson wins the ACC championship in one of the most craziest ways possible. And then they actually give Texas a really good fight in the first round. And then after that game, Dabo Sweeney wasn't dejected. Like, he just had a big grin on his face. And he knew that Clemson was on the doorstep of something greater. And that's the team that they have this year, which is right back in the thick of things to win it all. And Clemson's resurrection back to national title contention has to be one of the biggest storylines entering this season, because as much as everybody is trying to sing Clemson's praises, let's not try to act like after when they lost to Louisville, we weren't all saying that they were done as far as ever being back as an elite program. And all of a sudden, he pulls off the most shocking move of the offseason. He steals Tom Allen from Penn State. I don't know if you saw that one coming. I didn't see that one coming. Then, on top of that, he finally starts using the transfer portal. Sam, Will Help from Purdue was one of the few bright spots on that team last season. He gets a really good receiver from the FCS level, and Clemson is locked and loaded this year. Cade Klubnik, arguably the best quarterback that's proven entering this season. Loaded receivers, loaded on defense with two potential top 10 picks on the defensive line. This Clemson team looks like one of those vintage Clemson squads that we saw Dabo Sweeney win 2 national championships with. So I got Clemson making it to the national championship game.
I have Clemson doing very well in the regular season because their schedule's manageable and their starters are better than anyone they're going to realistically play. So, for example, let's say they face off against Miami in the ACC championship game. I think Miami's future is much brighter because they've recruited and I think developed at a higher level than Clemson has. They have right now. Right now, they are running circles around Clemson in recruiting, like over the past 3-4 cycles. But that's not right now. You know, Clemson is older. They, I think, have the 3 best wide receivers in the ACC's best quarterback, one of the ACC's best offensive lines. They have the ACC's best defensive line, the ACC's best corner room, one of their better special teams units, I think. So when I look at Clemson, I completely agree with you. I mean, I think that I don't know if I agree with you about them definitely being in the national title game. I kind of have them falling out either quarterfinal or semifinal because I think that there are other teams that are better coached than they are. And I think their talent, like people talk about how, you know, they're more talented than Penn State or they're more, you know, talented than some of these other teams. I don't think that's the case when you factor in development. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. They're there though. They're
They are
there.
very young, though. They had a bunch of guys who stepped up that were really good as true freshmen, but I could understand that. Maybe Penn
They're young at
State.
certain positions, but they're very old too, and that helps. Like their young players are awesome. They have a lot of awesome old guys. I do think Klubnik's the number 1 wide receiver. I think that this team is as close to a lock as you can get to win the ACC. Not quite there because you have Georgia Tech or Miami who could cause chaos. The question is what they do in the playoffs. Like, I think no matter what, they'll probably win 12 games. But I think 12 games with the roster you bring back and the outlook you have would be a failure. I think you have to go to the national title game and at least compete there, if not win the whole thing. I think that Penn State and Clemson this year are both national title or
The
bust
bus.
teams.
Yeah. And I would agree with that because I'm looking at their coaching staff. Garrett Riley more than likely should be a head coach next year. Tom Allen, he'll probably be around the block for a while. I think that's one of the best coordinator duos in the nation. So, I mean, if everything goes right for Clemson, I could definitely see this being a year where they win it all. But I could also see them coming up short.